Welcome to the inside of my house. We got the shovel on the couch. Bailey's over there on the floor somewhere. Who knows? You guys haven't been in the house yet. Either way, I just edited a video that was supposed to be a Honda disassembly motor video. Didn't work out because I went off on a little tangent and talked about small business things. If you like that, cool. If you don't, fine. I'm not an expert. I'm figuring all of this out completely on my own. I've had shop partners, I've had other people involved in the process. However, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm figuring it out. This is what life is, ain't it? So, either way, watch this video. If you like it, cool. If you hate it, that's fine too. I don't really care. It's a little off kilter from the normal stuff that I post on the channel. I'm going to double up on the intro from the last video and then cut into the Honda stuff. Either way, this is my experience of 13, 14 years of trying to have my own shop and make all of this work. It looks super easy on the television. There's a million variables there. So sit in, brace yourself. Like it, hate it, I don't care. Drop subscribers, that's fine too. I'm doing this for me. Enjoy. What is up, YouTube? We are in the garage once again. This time not by choice for the first time ever. Well, not the first time, but very rarely, but I got kicked out of my own house. Nothing bad. She's just, Daddy's doing a girls' night. So, I'm out here. I don't have all that much to do because the head for this Honda motor is at the shop. Disassembled everything. Got all of that set up and ready to go. Just need to finish blasting and cleaning up the back of the side of the valves. Still need to rehone the cylinders, but I don't have a hone small enough because I'm doing tiny little micro Honda things instead of the standard Harley stuff. So my hones and my tools do not work. Got a new hone coming in the mail. Jeff Bezos hooked me up with a medium-sized hone for a whopping $26 or something. I don't know. A little more, but it came with a fresh set of stones. So waiting on parts to hone out that cylinder, that set of cylinders rather. Then head stuff still apart. Got to blast the backside of the valves. Going to relap those into the head when Jeff Bezos' other gift shows up. A medium to small sized valve hone. So waiting on tools basically to keep moving forward with this, along with all of the gaskets and the other important parts that I need to start putting this back together. Like I said, we'll be moving forward, just waiting on the mailman for parts and tools. On a side note, shirts coming soon. Got the drawings back. I'm pretty happy with them. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. And then I got to figure out how I'm supposed to make those available to you. But one way or another, there will be some merch getting posted soon. Shirts, stickers, some other fun oddities like that. And then kind of leaning towards doing another channel just for the powder coating, sandblasting, all the weird stuff at the shop too. My brain never stops. I'm always running around trying to do a million different things at once. Whether it's stupid old bikes, stupid old cars, hence the Falcon and the motor stuff sitting in the corner, or whatever it may be. I'm always kind of bouncing around doing something, regardless of what it may be, but I think another coding channel would be beneficial. Let me know below if that's something of interest before I commit to doing all of that. Kicked out of my own house, but they feed you good here. Apparently this is the first course. Sweet. Either way, hanging out with the pups in the garage in order to kill some time. I do want to pull these pistons off of here. One, I want to clean up the crowns. Much easier to do either on a wire wheel, or sandblast them, and maybe we'll do some more of the Cerakote stuff, because I'm doing it on the Iron Head motor. Might as well try it on another one and get some more real world data and see if there's any sort of difference. I do not have enough miles on this bike before we took it all apart to give you a full accurate, hey, this bike is way faster, or this is a noticeably increase in power, or anything along those lines. But the kid that's going to be riding this does. He's put plenty of miles on it. And I think the overall he has put enough miles on where he can have a fair assessment or make a fair assessment of any improvements, whether it's from porting or cylinder work or whatever else we end up doing on this. Like I said, I wanted to tear this down all the way, touch base with him. We're also doing that Evo Sporty project for him. There's a lot of things happening. Partnerships and things like that at the shop kind of changed too. So in terms of all of that, that brings me to the next point of I haven't done a ton of videos this week. Not that I haven't been working on things, I just haven't been working on mechanical filmable things. New phone number for the first time in 20 years. So on the back of this camera, I actually have a post-it note telling me my own phone number. It's a huge pain in the ass, but it is what it is. Trying to improve and push things a little bit harder in this next upcoming year. Not necessarily a resolution, but I guess you could say it is. Harley stuff, all still sitting in a pile, all still ready to start going back together. I did not finalize the last V-twin order for bearings and things like that yet because I'm still waiting for the cases to come back. Here's what it is. I think I might hit him up and let him know that I'm kind of at a standstill on that. Not trying to rush him by any means. If you are waiting on parts, I can tell you this from a consumer and from a business owner that as a powder coater, I'm usually the last person to get the parts. So how that works out in real life is client needs parts. Fabricator, welder, water jet guy, plasma cutter, whatever it may be, says that I need these parts by this time. Okay, well, for every step in between, every single person says, oh yeah, we can have it done in a week. Well, that week turns into 2 at the first shop. Then it goes to another shop. Especially when you get into the custom fab stuff. You bring parts to a plasma cutter for a drawing. They cut it. Then it needs to get bent or welded. And then it goes to a bender. And they're like, oh, well, it'll be a week. Well, that takes 2 weeks. Then it goes to the welder. Then it takes 2 weeks. By the time I get the parts, the customer, the original customer, wants them in the timeline that the original person told them. Well, you add a week upon every single step of that, and you end up with me getting the parts with, hey, I told the customer that these would be done tomorrow. Is there any chance you can get them done? I want to say yes. I really do. I can't always do that. I try my best to accommodate for that, but I also need to get paid extra because when I quoted this job, or quoted any job for that matter, it ends up being a huge, huge, huge difference of me quoting the job at me having 2 weeks to do it, or me quoting a job at 3 weeks, or whatever it may be. But if I quote a job at 2 weeks, and every machining process or every person involved takes a week, over what they originally intended, which is not at all uncommon, you end up with me being the finisher. And I imagine that chrome platers, painters, especially in the auto industry, bodywork sucks. That's why I do powder coating and I don't do paint. I hate it. I did not film when we redid the van. I am still going to retackle that on the Falcon, but that's a me car. That's not a customer car. I'm not looking for perfection. I'm going to make it look better than it did. And if it still looks like crap, I'm okay with that. If I'm charging a customer for body work and they're expecting a $1 million paint job for $100, it's not going to happen. So, long rant, but take care of the people that are doing work for you. Don't forget that things come up regardless, especially in the economy today and the way the world's working today. It takes longer to get things for whatever the reason may be, whatever your beliefs are on that. I don't really care. Parts are harder to find. Quality work is harder to find. And if you're gonna do that, it could take a while. Pull out your checkbook, take a seat, wait. Nobody likes it. Nobody wants that. I guarantee you if you're waiting on parts and you can't get them, or somebody said they're ordering something, or actual work is getting done on one of your things and it's taking longer than you want it to, there's other problems there too. So don't blame the person. This is me being a customer and a labor force employee, if you will. Things come up, things happen, deal with it, move on. Kind of where we're at. Not on the Honda, I'm pointing to this, but I should be pointing at the Harley stuff. And my buddy's busy. He's making money. I'm happy for him. I'm not in a crazy rush on this bike. I have parts sitting. I have a million other things to keep me busy. That's where we're at. So I will be waiting on Harley parts until that gets done. I'll float it to him, but again, we're trading work on this job too. So I just did a rush job for him actually in the same scenario. So I'm hoping that'll come through pretty quick here, and then we can get rolling on that Sporty. I am still going to bring those heads over to the flow bench at some point in the next week and try and get some numbers, because I do have the before and after ported head, and that'll be the much more accurate number, and then I will 100% try and figure out a way to actually post the numbers. I tried doing it. I'm new to the YouTube thing. Didn't work out as well as I planned, and did not actually allow me to upload picture files from my phone. I'll have to figure that out. I'm looking into it, trying to get that dialed in. So let me turn you guys back around. I'll show you what we're doing on the motor while I'm kicked out of my own house.